strengthen the fundamentals that contribute to this process. On the larger issue of economic security, the government has focused on all aspects of development in sectors of land, labor, capital, and industry. We have unleashed the potential of agricultural marketing revolution through marketing reform, through important agrarian legislations, which you witnessed recently. The steps taken are going to make our farmers economically stronger and therefore the country more secure. Similarly, labor reforms were a long pending requirement. The recent labor codes, Social Security Code, Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code, the Industrial Relation Code will go a long way in uncluttering the image of a labor market beset with old and unnecessary laws, rules, regulations, etc., which have been a panacea for a sound industrial growth in the country. They would also bring about ease in doing business to a great extent. On the capital front, the government has been increasingly and consistently bringing about major changes such as banking sector reforms, insolvency and bankruptcy code, etc., with a view to provide liquidity and opportunity to Indian industry to grow at a much higher pace. Apart from the reforms, we have been making vigorous efforts to stimulate the economy through policy, programs, and projects in all sectors, be it infrastructure, health, education, sanitation, drinking water, energy, etc. And to top it all, the defense sector. As India grows, there is a simultaneous movement of people beyond our shores and a growth of our interests worldwide. This entails that we should be able to safeguard Indian citizens who now work across the globe. In the past, we have displayed the ability to not only evacuate Indian citizens, but also people of different nationalities from war-torn and calamitous areas. In fact, we have also successfully provided support and relief as the first responder in our neighborhood as well. Our interest to secure trade routes, shipping lines of communications, fishing rights, and communication networks also require the ability to contribute to the global effort to maintain open and free oceans. That is the essence of our initiative to be a part of the Indo-Pacific initiative. India has fostered close relationship and partnership with like-minded friends to further the common interests of countries in the region and beyond. Our strategic partnership with the US is stronger than ever before. Similarly, India's friendship has grown tremendously with Japan over the last few years as well. The India-Australia Virtual Summit in June 2020 has provided a fillip to our already strong comprehensive strategic partnership. We share common concerns with Australia and shared values. India also has a strong traditional and deep-rooted relations with Russia. Our two countries have weathered many a challenge in the past through our close understanding and appreciation of each other's concerns and interests. We continue to build upon our relationship with Russia and especially in the military sphere. India has also forged a very special partnership with the reliable friends like France and Israel. We value their support and will continue to build upon it in the future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister took a special interest in reaching out to our partner countries in West Asia, Southeast, and East Asia. It is a result of this initiative that we have enhanced the scope and quality of our relations with Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Oman in the west,